Welcome back to the Modern Builders Network. We're the official Olsons. I'm Brian.
And I'm Robin Joy.
And this is Coach's Corner.
Hey, Brian.
Hey.
How has everything been going this week?
It's been going really well. Some new exciting information popped up last week. And, we're always just cram-packed every week with coaching and content and all that good stuff.
Well, I'm always excited about new things. I'm so glad that we're getting notifications and ideas of things that are coming out.
Well, this was not what I want to share today. Sorry.
Yes.
It wasn't a notification. It was actually a shopping experience of my own.
Oh, so new things happen while you're shopping.
Absolutely. You see things all the time when you're in Keepa or, on the Amazon shopping page or whatever. I'm like, oh, I haven't seen that before. What's going on here?
Well, let's dig in. Tell us what you found.
Well, I got a screenshot to show you today.
But we're on a podcast, so.
Well, you can't see it, so we're going to describe it for you. But there are two prices on the same Amazon listing with two different sellers and two, count them, 1, 2, add to cart buttons.
Like two buy boxes?
Like it's all in the same buy box.
It's all in the same box?
Yeah.
And two add to cart buttons. Okay.
So the regular buy
mean?
box was priced at, some price. And then right below it towards the bottom of the buy box was another one that said, another option that said, get it faster.
Uh-huh.
And what was going on, two different sellers, two different prices in one single buy box.
And you could click on get it faster and just buy it as easily as you could if you were previously buying from the only buy box.
Exactly.
Now there's more than one buy box.
One thing to note here.
Yeah.
The get it faster.
Yeah.
Costs more.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wonder if it always costs more or if it just happens to be what's closest to you.
I think from what the research I did, get it faster is going to cost a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the seller's going to get a little bit more.
The seller's going to get a little bit more.
Well, that sounds pretty cool because, when we keep chasing the buy box, then we feel like the buy box is controlling us. And we know there's a multi-dimensional buy box, so that's
right.
not completely true, but this is even another dimension.
Yeah.
See what could happen with the buy box.
Right, that's what I was thinking. I told you, I was like, oh, Amazon must be listening into our conversations because they're like multi-dimensional buy box.
Boy, if I got a deal for you.
Hold my beer, right?
Watch what happens when I do this.
Yeah. So it was like, it's more than just like the region. I mean, it actually is. It all comes down to the region.
Yeah.
In my research, what I found about this. So anyway,
okay.
let me just fill in some blanks here.
All right.
Back in the 2010s, there was a legal case against Amazon over in the EU.
Okay.
And Amazon lost this case, and it was about how offers other than the Amazon offers were showing up on a listing page. And how Amazon was not showing any other offers except for their own, or the ones that they wanted to sell. And so then in the EU, they were forced to represent more than one option. And they're not forced to do that in the US
at this point,
at this time, but it is something that they are rolling out here in the US. And there are actually 4 conditions that you'll see at the bottom of you could see a buy box with multiple options in it. And there are 4 options.
Okay. So what are those 4 options we might see in that additional buy box?
The one is get it faster.
Okay.
Okay.
Got that one.
And this is usually because the inventory is closer to the person who's shopping. And that's exactly what happened to me.
Yeah.
Like when I was looking at the listing, it was this classic example of what you say or what we say all the time, but you wrote the article on it, the prime window or the panic window, where the one that was in the buy box was 5 days away from me, to getting delivered. 5 days.
Okay. So it may not even be in a warehouse yet received.
No, I think it probably was, or maybe it was close.
Okay.
Anyway, so 5 days. And then the one below that said, or get it faster, 2-day delivery. So that's prime window. The other one's not prime window.
So this sounds like Amazon is showing the lower price, but they're also showing the faster option.
Correct.
Regardless of the price on that. So, they probably have limits as Amazon does, but how great is that? Because we're always higher. Almost always are we higher than what's showing in that buy box,
Mm-hmm.
at least for us,
Mhm.
maybe not for some people.
For
Well,
what we see in the buy box,
yeah,
but not
that's
necessarily
true.
what they see in the buy box.
Right,
So
right.
in the way that, if I had to guess, the way I would have seen that a week ago
Mm-hmm.
is that I would have seen just the get it faster option.
Uh-huh.
Which, by the way, the price points on these items were on this singular item was $19.89 for what was in the buy box for a 5-day delivery.
$19.89.
Yeah, or $21.99 in the get it faster option.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it was a $2 difference.
Okay, so what this tells me kind of is we've been seeing that if I'm closer to somebody, they might have a buy box that I'm not seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Now it looks like we're seeing that in more places than just in one area.
Right. So what I was going to say is 2 weeks ago or a week ago, whatever, I probably would have only seen the $21.99 option.
Uh-huh.
And Amazon wouldn't have shown me the $19.89 option
Uh-huh.
Until it was in the Prime window for me.
Right.
Then, of course, it would be in the buy box.
But customers have probably been telling them, hey, you're only giving me this buy box option for something that's taking forever. Why don't you give me the one that I can get faster?
As a quick aside, something else I noticed is underneath the buy box, there's like an option that will show you like how many more offers for starting from what price. Like
Yeah.
nine other offers from this price.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the from this price will be lower than what you see in the buy box.
Uh-huh.
And you drill into that and you take a look and you see, oh yeah, it is $2 or $3 or however much dollars lower, but it is also 2 weeks out.
Yeah.
Or 10 days out or
Yes.
7 days out, something like that, right?
Right.
So that's the whole panic window pricing that you were talking about.
Screams panic pricing to
Yeah.
me. Why isn't it selling? I keep going lower and lower and I still can't get the buy box.
Yeah.
Because your inventory is not even in the warehouse yet.
Well, one of the things I noticed when I was going down into that area to look at all the offers that were on this listing is only showing me the one that was in the buy box, 2 more, and then I had to click a button to see more offers, even though there were like 11 on the listing.
Really?
So they were only showing me like 3 in that see more section.
Okay.
And you know, Amazon is constantly changing things and gradually rolling things out.
Yeah, and then they'll pull them back and then they'll go again. So we can't depend on anything just yet, but you started to tell us that there were 4 things that you're seeing.
Yes, sorry, and then I derailed myself.
Yeah. Well, let's get back on the rail.
Okay,
Tell us
another
what
option
else?
that you could see is another way to buy.
Another way to buy. What does that mean?
It's basically a different fulfillment channel. So if you're looking at an FBA or FBM, you might see the option to see a different fulfillment channel,
Okay.
the opposite fulfillment channel, or even a third, which is seller fulfilled prime.
Okay.
I'm not sure how that one shows up. I think it's Prime
Okay.
Badge.
So it's a different channel, a different fulfillment channel.
Yeah, just a different fulfillment channel.
All right. What else?
Willing to wait? Question mark. Just like want it or get it faster, or willing to wait? Question mark.
Yeah.
Willing to wait is the opposite of what we were
Right.
talking about.
I can get it to you for that guy who is panic pricing if you're willing to wait.
If you're willing to wait, exactly.
But you know what I know about Amazon's customers? Whether they meant to or not,
Yep.
they are breeding a customer and attracting a customer who is way more time sensitive
Yep.
than price sensitive. And I think that will show up as they do analysis on this offer.
Oh, I totally agree with you on that.
All right, one more.
The last one is save with used like new.
Okay.
I've seen that one before, and that I was looking at this listing for quite some time because I was doing some other training and analysis stuff, and I'm like, I became blind to that section of the buy box because it normally says saved with used like new.
Yeah.
Like that one I've seen before. And then I just happened to glance by it and I'm like, wait a second, that's not what that says. That says get it faster because the price was different. And I was like, and the price was higher. Wouldn't surprise me if the price was lower and it was, save with used like new. But each one of these is targeting a different type of buyer.
Right.
Right. The one who's less sensitive to price, one who's more sensitive to price, one who maybe is like, oh, I didn't know I could get that FBM or FBA or whatever. Like the customers don't know what that means.
No, what customers know is whether they are time sensitive or price sensitive, and whether they are using their Prime benefits or not. They paid for those Prime benefits if they have them, and they want to use them for free shipping and such.
Yeah, that's right.
Not that a lot of FBM is free shipping as well, but they're not using what they paid for.
Yeah.
Another thing that occurs to me when we think about this is that if you're not in the middle of what's going on, you don't notice these things. If you just have, you never go into Amazon to shop or see what shopping looks like. You never go into Seller Central and see what's changed. One thing I think we're fortunate because we coach a lot of people. I'm forever pulling up a screen that I swear I pulled up yesterday and it looked completely different than it looks today. It got updated and then, of course I look silly, but usually they forgive me.
Right.
I'm like, wait, there was a field here. Let me see where that is, isn't it?
Constant evolution, right?
Yeah, it's always changing because we know, just like Amazon knows, that we have to keep evolving, keep things in motion, keep changing, responding. These things have to keep happening. There is no set it and let it go business, right? This is not a true passive income, even if you have everything outsourced.
Right.
That's confusing to some people, but that is the truth. Now, the other thing that occurs to me is that we, as sellers, Amazon's trying to get 4 different types of sellers using just this. We as sellers can decide which one of those we want to fit into.
You're right.
And I'll tell you, I want to fit into the get it faster or the one that's opposite of if you're willing to wait. I want to be the higher price. That's my target market. And so this gives me even more chance to get that sale.
To me, this describes our business perfectly.
Yes.
As a boutique business, our goal is not to sell 10,000 units a month.
No.
A few thousand units a month, and we price premium, okay, for this. Get it faster. Because the shoppers were smart. They always have been smart. They go in there and they look at the other options and they see how fast can I get it. And those are the people that are our target audience.
Yes, those are our target audience. Amazon's bringing all kinds of audiences to the platform. We're choosing which one we want to appeal to.
That's right.
Based on what we want to get out of it.
Yep.
So I like that.
Well, I kind of equated this to like an express lane on the highway.
Okay.
And we live in the city, and so we have the express toll here, and we have the pass in our car, and we get in the express lane whenever we're going to be on the highway, right?
Yep.
It's just something like we pay the tax or whatever you want to say to ride in the express lane because it is always faster than the other ones.
We pay a premium.
Yeah, we pay a premium. Yeah.
And we're glad to be able to pay it.
Yeah.
And we're glad that it's, well, I'll let that go. But you're right. So when did you first start noticing this?
That last week was the very first time I'd noticed that option, the get it faster option. Like I said, I had noticed the save and whatever it was,
new
save with used like new.
Yeah.
I'd seen that one a lot before, but I hadn't seen
I think they've been doing that for years.
Get it faster option until last week.
Okay. Well, let's start paying attention to that and see what we can notice about that. All right. So, I just want to get straight what we're talking about here.
Okay.
You're telling me that I can charge more and I can get the sale.
That's right. I mean, we've been saying this for a long time.
Okay.
But
this is not new, but this is more evidence of that, right?
The catch here, there is a catch. And you have to understand why it works.
Okay.
Let's get into that.
Okay. Tell me why it works.
So Amazon has been building out fulfillment centers across the U.S., I'll say like crazy. It seems like everywhere you go, get that new Amazon building over there. In fact, your brother has a new, well, not a new job, but a job that got moved into actually one of those Amazon data centers. It wasn't a fulfillment center, but a data center that they're building out in the part of the country where he lives. Everywhere there's is that a brand? That's another new Amazon warehouse.
And these warehouses, these fulfillment centers
they're monstrous.
There's so much land, and they're automated. They have all these robots and everything. We haven't gone to see one, but I think there's one in Longmont. I really want to go. Yeah. Maybe a bunch of us can get together and we'll do a tour.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Together. That's a great idea.
If you live in the Colorado area and you'd like to do a tour of an Amazon fulfillment center, let us know. We'd love to go with you.
Yeah. In fact, put a comment in this YouTube channel,
Mhm.
and we'll hit you up when we're ready to do that.
So as a result of building out all of these distribution centers and fulfillment centers, then what happened is Amazon basically has the equivalent of 8 regional fulfillment networks
In the U.S.,
in the U.S.
8 different networks.
Yes. So think
It's
of
not
like,
just one network with a whole bunch of.
right. Like they're designed to work together. Okay.
Okay.
So like, we're close in proximity. So, you would say, hey, Jane ordered a coffee mug. Can you give me a coffee mug? Because I don't have one.
Oh, okay.
And then I would give it to you and you'd give it to Jane, right?
Okay.
We have that sort of flow built in,
Uh-huh.
as opposed to you just turn around saying, hey, I need a coffee mug from someone.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
Yeah.
it would be predefined. Kind
Okay.
of
So
how
that's
that
what we mean
works.
by how it's network. These
Yeah.
are different fulfillment centers saying this to each other.
Yes, like they work together to
I
handle
gotta
fulfillment.
say, the number 8 was, even though I know there are 150, 200 warehouses across the country, the number 8 different networks
Mhm.
tied to me.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I expected you to say 4 or 5.
It's funny, like Mid-Atlantic and Southwest and
Yeah.
Southeast and East. I can't give you all the names of them, but yeah, and by the way, Amazon's not coming out and saying this is exactly the way we've done it because they
No.
don't want to reveal
No,
their
but you found
secret
some of
sauce.
this doing research. Okay.
So think of it like this. I like to think of it like a mesh network. I'm going to try not to get techie, but I'm going to get techie for a second. Right? Imagine like this mesh network where let's say there are 12 just points on a piece of paper, like little dots on a piece of paper.
Okay.
And you drew a line between one dot and every other dot on the.
Okay. So like
on
a
the paper.
sunburst. It would look like a sunburst.
And then every dot is connected to every other dot, right? So
Okay.
it's like,
so it's going to be crossing over.
yeah. So every network is, and it's not necessarily every single one connected to every single one all the time.
Okay. Okay.
If it makes sense to do that. So
Okay.
anyway,
So
that's the idea. That's
give
how
us
they
a big
make
picture
these.
here. That's a little geeky for us.
Well, then you got 8 groups of those types of
Okay.
distribution and fulfillment
Okay.
centers working
I see where you're
together
going.
to service different regions. Yeah, that's where I was trying to get with that.
Okay. All right. So kind of what does that mean for us then? If we have 8 different networks, what does that mean to the seller?
I don't know that means much of a difference to us, other than we've always said that Amazon is a logistics company.
Yes.
And as a logistics company, we trust Amazon to put, and the customers do too, to put the inventory that we are sending in as a third-party seller where it needs to be, where the demand is.
Right. So if there are warehouses or fulfillment centers that already have plenty of that, and I send mine in, they're going to send it to some place that has demand but doesn't have. But they're not going to just fill up this warehouse that
Right.
happens to be closer to.
Even though they haven't checked anything in 3 weeks. Yeah.
This has to do. This kind of is part of that because I feel like they check it in one fulfillment. I'm trying to say fulfillment center, not warehouse. Fulfillment center, and then they move it to another fulfillment center that needs it, and so sometimes that does take a little more time. And I've seen them take it right out after it's been sitting in a fulfillment center for a while, take it out and move it to someplace else.
I was just going to say that we've got this thing that I can't give away right now. And I've seen, I ordered 10 of them. And
A thing like a product that
a
you're trying to
product.
sell.
Yeah. And we sold one in the tests. I'm sorry, we didn't sell any in the test period.
Okay.
Eventually we sold one and I was like, oh, okay, it's going to take off. And that's been like, 6 weeks ago. And really, I can't give it away. I can't put my price low enough to even sell it on. It's one of those where I have to destroy it or liquidate it or whatever. But if you leave your inventory in long enough, you will see it moving all the way around the country pretty much, right?
I'm assuming this was an accident that you left this thing in there or you were just trying to see what would happen. You normally wouldn't leave anything in there that long.
Normally I wouldn't, you're right. But it's been kind of fun to watch all the pieces move around the country.
Interesting. Yeah, because that's one of the things that makes it all of a sudden be not available again within time. Sometimes you can see what's going on if you look closely enough, if you understand some of these logistics. sometimes you can see what's going on.
And let me tell you about another thing, which is totally off script here.
Oh dear, here we go.
I'm going to tell you about something else that happened.
Okay.
I'm looking at my repricer and it's telling me my suggested price range. Of course, I don't really subscribe to what they suggest to sell something off. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to put it in a whatever strategy to get rid of it. And I did some research across the country around how the buy boxes were showing up in different parts of the country. And in the Northwest, like Seattle, Tacoma area up there, the item was priced $2.50 more in that region than it was in any other part of the country that I looked up.
Really?
Yes. So geographic pricing is a real thing, just to back this up too.
Okay. Yeah. We've been doing some research that shows that as well. So, so where do you want to go next with this now that you've taken us off script?
Well, I was just going to, we talked about the prime window play and the panic window and all that good stuff. This is that kind of fits right in that same dynamic. It's just that Amazon has formalized it. Also reminds me of what you said on the podcast recently about like going, or I think it was on the podcast, or maybe it was an article I read that you wrote, but about when you go to the ball game.
Yeah.
You're paying a lot more for, I think we talked about it on a podcast. I was talking about how much of a mess it makes.
Well, that's right. I know I did put it in an article, but that's a good example of when your inventory is not checked in at a fulfillment center yet. It's going to be 10 days for that customer to get it.
Yeah.
Well, that customer wants it now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hold my price until I get there. So the next person who wants it now will pay me whatever I want for it.
Yep.
Just like if I were at a ball game and I'm going to go to the concession stand or get one from a guy carrying it through the stand.
They don't bring them to
They
you.
don't do that so much.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get that hot dog there. I'm not going to go across, go out of the stadium and go down the street to the grocery store to get a hot dog and cook it and bring it back with me. First of all, they won't let me. And their hot dogs are going to be $8, $10, $12,
At
right?
the ballpark, yeah.
At the park. But I'm still going to pay it if I want a hot dog.
Well, this reminds me, because why?
Because it's there. It's handy. It's ready for me. Yes. It's not about, the reason I am buying a hot dog there is because I want a hot dog now while I'm at the ballpark.
Yep, exactly. Just like the reason I'm buying that bottle of water in the convenience store for $3, even though I could get it for 49 cents at Costco.
Yeah.
Right, is because of the convenience.
I just want a bottle of water.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, here's what's going to happen. I think there are some tool stack limitations in play right now as this is starting to get more widely rolled out.
Okay, so we need to watch our tools, make sure they're doing what we think they're doing.
Yes, we do. And I'm going to get a little more technical on you just for a brief minute.
Are you technical today?
If anyone has done any, understands, you don't even have to understand it. Okay. API access, like what a lot of the tools are using is API access to Amazon. And you need to query specific endpoints or nodes within the API to get the data back.
Yes.
Historically,
we're all yawning. No,
I know, right?
What's the point?
Historically, what you would query to find out what is an item selling for it's called is buy box winner. Yeah. Singular, true, false. That's it. Is you buy box winner?
Yes.
Okay? Nope. So your repricer
it's a yes or a no.
Your repricer would go, okay, well, I'm going to do what I need to do to make you yes buy box winner. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If that's what your strategy was, yes.
Today, that is returning mixed results in terms of accuracy because the new endpoint is called featured buying options. Plural. Right. So catching the buy box and the get it faster, the buy box and save used like new, the buy box and try a different fulfillment method or whatever. Right. Yeah. Willing to wait.
Yeah.
Any one of those four.
Wow. Well, so that complicates everything in our favor, I would say.
Oh, totally.
That gives us more and more chances to get that sale.
Yes. The point is, even Amazon's own systems now say winners, plural, not winner.
Yeah.
Single.
Gotcha. All right. So what about Keepa. You write some articles about Keepa on a regular basis
Well,
as well.
We've always said, not all, we've always said, I don't like when I say that. We have been saying lately that Keepa is becoming maybe less and less valuable when it comes to being able to see the whole picture.
So I would say, yeah, we need to at least recognize that it's only a snapshot of a one dimension of that multidimensional buy box.
Exactly.
Don't feel like you're getting all the information. Keepa doesn't have it.
That's right. Keepa doesn't see that.
No.
They never show up.
And that's an issue for a seller because we've seen it more than once lately where people get into the ASINs that sell as Amazon Fresh, but they're not getting those sales because Amazon's dominating those or they're just keeping them really low price.
So if you happen to be looking at a listing that has a high gold bar, like a high yellow, like monthly sold value, and there are no offers, that's usually what it is.
That's going to be another reason to stay in that sweet spot that you found of 50 to 199 sales in the last month.
Right. You'll
avoid most of those if you're in that area as well.
Well, just to wrap that up, we've been talking about what Keepa can't see for years.
Yeah.
And this is just another thing that Keepa doesn't appear at this point in time anyway, have visibility.
Yeah, and we're not saying Keepa's not valuable or doesn't have its place. Just want to make sure everybody knows that you're not seeing everything.
Right.
There's no way we can see all of that. I don't know of a tool that sees all of that, but
I think Keepa is directionally correct, right?
Yeah.
It may not be dialed into the nth degree, but it is.
You can see evidence. You can see, which way it's moving, but we have to test to see what the rest of the information is that applies to us.
This is true.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, does this?
What does this mean for you as a reseller?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a reseller, tell me why exactly that I care about this.
I don't. Not why you care, but what it means. I don't think it really. Or maybe we'll try and tackle both.
Okay.
I don't think it changes things for the builders who have been following what we teach. You know, we've always said, like, you're looking for that feedback. So you send out a test and, it almost like we were talking this morning, the call and response as a guitar player, and you're trying to figure out how to maybe write a guitar solo. They say, go with the call and response method. The call is one style and the response is another style. But just two people can play off of each other, or you can play off of yourself when you're doing that. That same sort of analogy is what we were talking about with Amazon. We're sending out a call and we send in a test at a certain price and we're waiting for a response.
Yes.
And if we don't get one,
then we adjust.
Then we send out a different call.
Right.
Yeah.
And we do that in a planned way, in our case for 4 weeks. And then the final call, this is last call, accept or not. If we get a sale for that last call, then we replenish. The answer is replenish or no replenish on that last call. That's
right. Yeah. So this is that screenshot that I'll put into the show notes here. It's the receipt of what we've been talking about for years, right? The platform is finally confirming what we've been experiencing in our own account. Now it's getting formalized in what everyone else sees as well.
And the old playbook doesn't account for this. The things that were true when we first started are so limited to what you're able to do now. So when you're listening to someone's teaching, make sure they're up to date because not everybody knows what new people have advantages of that we didn't have because they're not in it. They haven't been a new seller in a while.
And if you're using a repricer that is not smart enough to know the difference here, it could be dragging you down to match the lowest price and out of that express lane position.
Yeah. And in that
repricing period, that's right.
So it doesn't really do any good.
Yeah.
You could have gotten another, $1 or $2 if you just waited another 10 days.
Yep.
And that's what the sellers are saying about me. They're looking, wow, if I had waited another week, I could have gotten $20 instead of $17. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. So do you have a quote for us today, Brian?
I do have a quote. Hopefully this kind of sums everything up. This quote comes to us from Helen Keller.
Helen Keller.
The only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision.
That makes you think. It makes me wonder how she would know, but
There is that.
the point is valid. Yeah, if you have sight, but you're just not seeing it.
Well, the tools give you sight, even if it's only in black and white.
Mm-hmm.
And the platform, your literacy of the platform, how well do you understand how things work, gives you the vision, or basically lets you see it in Technicolor.
I like
Right?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So more and more of these things that Amazon does gives us more and more of a depth of possibilities, right?
Yeah, it does.
And
Like
a breadth of possibilities.
And for those who are paying attention, it's your advantage. Now is the time.
Not everybody's paying attention.
Not a lot of people are.
I want to be one who's paying attention, taking advantage of these things as they come along, making sure I'm able to take advantage of these things as they come along.
Yep. So having to keep a chart in front of you doesn't mean that you're actually seeing the whole marketplace. We said that. Having a screenshot of 2 buy boxes doesn't mean you understand why they're there.
No.
Either.
That's true. Or how to take advantage of it.
So understanding the mechanics, which is what we were trying to do with this episode, hopefully will reveal a bit and make you feel more empowered.
Yeah. And that's not the only thing that's going on. So when you're on a listing and everybody's racing to the bottom and there's a panic pricing going on and you're not sure what to do, what do you do about that?
But you still see someone who's priced way higher and making sales.
Yeah.
How does that work? You know what cures that?
Test more ASINs.
Test more ASINs. All right. Let's go test more ASINs. Talk to you soon.
Everybody.